Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to welcome this panel of successful event hosts. This is my third in a series to showcase event hosts on Stitch.net. Stitch was set up to wipe out loneliness and to bring friendship and connection to people over 50. Stitch is in 88 countries around the world with large numbers of members in Australia, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States. With me today are successful and popular event hosts. As I say your name, please wave. Carol from Maryland, Arlene from New Jersey, and Charlotte from California. I will start with the first question by asking Carol, and then Carol will ask the same question of Arlene. And it's going to go around until it gets back to me, and then I will ask the second question. So I will keep my answers brief because this is about Carol, Arlene, and Charlotte. Okay, Carol, what kind of events do you host and how long have you been hosting events?
I've been hosting events, I guess, close to a year and a half now. And I have two events. One is on Monday night, and it's called Spiritual Seekers. And I started the event because there were people that I just felt might be on a journey, a spiritual journey, not in the contents of talking about religion per se. And we don't talk about any particular kind of religion, but from the religions, and there are many around the world, there's a lot of wisdom and there's a lot of knowledge that helps us to become the best person that we could come as we're journeying in this life experience. And I have a good group. It's a wonderful group. We've bonded really, and we've gotten a lot of good information from doing this particular type of group. And the other one is on a Wednesday night, and it's just called Midweek Check-In. And it's just a friendly group where we talk about maybe our week that has passed or our weekend and what's coming up. Sometimes we just share a little story or add it on to an event that's coming up. But it's a fun time. We like to just be together and to share. And when we get new people, is very exciting to us. We're always looking forward to that. So I think that's pretty much both of my groups.
Thank you. And then you will ask the next question of Arlene.
Okay. Arlene, what kind of events do you host and how long have you been hosting events?
I host a social event called Chit Chat with Arlene and Friends. It's on Tuesday nights, and I've been doing that for 15 months. And what we do is we gather, and sometimes it's the same people, sometimes there's new people, and we share our week, what's been going on, what's coming up. Sometimes we share personal things and we all help each other out. Sometimes we vent, and it's just a lot of nice sharing. Sometimes it's a lot of intimate things, sometimes it's not. But we've bonded, we've become friends, and it's really special. So, Charlotte, what kind of events do you hold, and how long have you been hosting events?
Okay, well, I've been hosting events for about 2 years. That's about how long I've been on Stitch or active on Stitch. And my events are always in-person events because, well, first of all, I just like to gather as a group, and I haven't really got the hang of Zoom or tried Zoom yet because a lot of the virtual events that I attend is while I'm working. So that said, I've hosted breakfasts and that was really fun. And I've hosted lunch, and the particular, I don't know, it's just like more and more people in the Southern California area that I'm at. And I'm outside of Los Angeles. I'm in the what they call the San Fernando Valley. And so there's a whole group that keep posting events. And in fact, about a month ago, I went to 3 of them in 1 week. So, but yeah, that's what I like to do, because like now that the pandemic eased and stuff, um, when it first eased, we all showed up with masks on, we ate outdoors, and for the most part, that's what we're still doing, the weather providing. So that's what I do. I do the in-person events. So Wendy, what kind of events do you host, and how long have you been doing it?
Well, I started hosting events in December 2020, and I host events on topics that I'm interested in. I've adapted 2 games to Zoom, and I started hosting both of them in January 2021, Mahjong and Canasta. So I have fun with that. I host events on travel, cooking, writing, Stoic philosophy, nutrition, longevity, art history, and more. And I just like to try new things, like hosting this event on a series of panels of event hosts to show all the wonderful things that all of you do and your great contributions. So, Carol, why do you enjoy hosting events?
I'm a people person. And I just thought that actually I was introduced to this event by my brother when he was living with me. And I kept wondering, who's he talking to? What's this all about? And then I saw these people that he was talking to from around the country, and I thought this was very exciting. So I was one way to really get in touch, and it was pretty much towards the end of the pandemic, but we still were very cautious about going out and having in-person events. So I've met such wonderful and interesting people. I've met people that were shy and said they never could do this. And lo and behold, coming to the rooms, we've gotten people to host events, to just start hosting events. So it's such a joy to see people blooming into this wonderful network that we have. And I just love it. I wish I had more time, but I give what I can. I encourage anybody to come and see about us. And I would not be surprised if you ended up hosting yourself. That's about all I have to share there. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. Arlene, why do you enjoy hosting events?
Well, I enjoy bringing people together, and I enjoy seeing the smiles on people's faces.
Yeah.
And you know what? It just speaks to my heart. It makes me happy, and it's uplifting, and that's why. So, Charlotte, why do you enjoy hosting events?
I enjoy hosting events because I'm a people person. I'm very extroverted, and I love to be with people, really either online or in person. But in person, it's just been amazing, because I've met new people in the area by doing that. And one person in particular, who lives 5 minutes from me, and so like now we carpool when we go to events and stuff. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I like to eat and I like to be with people. So, you know, so if nobody else is going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Awesome.
That's
Oh,
cool.
so Wendy, why do you enjoy hosting?
Well, for years when my husband was alive, I used to love hosting dinner parties. And I find that hosting events on Zoom is like having a dinner party without having to cook or clean. And, I I just love it. I tend to be more of a virtual event kind of person, and I like to stay home. I've always liked to stay home. You tend to everybody that comes into the event to make sure they have what they need and are happy and cared for and have a positive experience. I really do enjoy that.
Mm,
Uh,
mm.
so Carol,
Yes.
please relate a special time in one of your events that helped someone.
Oh, there's been so many of them. Um, I had one lady that came to, actually she comes to both of my events, and she happened to be at a time when she felt very confused. Um, actually felt that she was, depressed with what was, going on with all the COVID, um, incidents out there in the world and that. And she seemed to be absorbing, taking it all on. And it was, we were able in that event with other people that were in there to support her and ask her, if there was anything that we as a group could do to help her feel a little bit better. And we kept talking and sharing different things until at the end of the event she was very appreciative for how we reached out to her in her own issue, as you know, which was personal in a way. And then as a group there were several of us that continued to contact her through the week with the messaging. And she would come back and just say how she couldn't get over how supportive the members of Stitch were in the group, and that actually led her to the second group that I had. So it's a wonderful feeling as a host that you're able to not be acting like a therapist, so to speak, but just sharing your genuine concern and support when someone's a little down. Arlene, please relate a special time in one of your events that helped someone.
Well, I would have to say that as a group, we've had many meaningful conversations,
Mhm.
and a lot of them have been personal.
Mhm.
So I can't say what they were, but I would say that they were helpful. And that's as much as I can say.
Mhm.
So now I'll say the same thing to Charlotte. Please relate a special time in one of your events that helped someone.
Well, one of my events, I planned um, a location that was close to somebody. I became friends with someone on Stitch, and the that person wasn't able to get around really well. And so when I did the in-person event, I picked a place that was closer to her house so that she could come. And then other people that lived in that area, I think one or two people came. And so then there was this other connection of somebody that was close by. So yeah, it was really nice to do that. And Wendy, so can you relate how you have helped someone or several of us or
Well, I believe strongly that all event hosts are providing value and helping. I see all of you as wonderful people who are giving and sharing, and I think we need a variety of choices and events and topics. So there's something that interests everyone and all members. I love to learn, so I tend to host events where I'm learning along with you because I'm not an expert. I'm just like to learn along with all of you.
Mm.
And encouragement helps to support each other here on Stitch. And I know that all of you host events where everyone is encouraged and feels supported. I enjoy welcoming new members, and I enjoy helping everyone with tips on how to set up events. So, Carol, how has hosting events changed you?
Oh, oh, I guess it has changed me in a hosting these events in getting over my own learning disability and having and having the effects of it with me all the time. And I came on here wanting to do it, but yet having some apprehension about, well, what if I was really going to be able to do this? Was I going to be effective? And I think what is really interesting is that I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm learning new things that I wouldn't attempt even on. Well, I have an iPad as opposed to the computer, but even learning how to navigate around Stitch. So that in itself has been just tremendous to me, and I'm still learning and I still have things to learn, and that excites me. So I guess that's really the most important thing that I feel that has changed me, because I would be hesitant to do certain things because of that. And I stepped out. I really put my neck out here on Stitch, and I'm very happy I did. Arlene, how has hosting events changed you?
Well, I became a Stitch member 3 years ago. And when I first joined, I didn't do anything for like 6 months. I didn't participate in any activities. And then one day I said, I'm being foolish. I'm going to start checking out the activities. And so I did. And I decided I really liked them. But I was painfully shy. So I would like go to an activity, go to an activity. Oh, I really like this. I'm going to go and I'm going to try and do more. And I did. And so now, many months later, I got more involved. And then one day I was like, okay, I'm gonna become a host. And so what it's done for me, I'm an introverted person. So I became a host, and it took me out of my comfort zone, which was very hard. And I put myself out there, and I made friends, and I started to enjoy myself, and I look forward to it. I met some really terrific people,
Yeah.
and I just really love it. It's opened doors for me. It's been life changing, and I'm just very grateful to Andrew. It's just, yeah, it's a godsend. It really is. And more people need to find Stitch because it's so amazing. So, Charlotte, how has hosting changed you?
I was just sitting here thinking about that, because as extroverted as I am, I'm I'm a little bit shy, and I would get nervous to make sure people showed up and stuff. And now that I know that they are, but um, it's giving me people to hang with, and that's um, um, I've said that before at most a lot of the meetings. My really close friend who is 89 has dementia, and so now
Oh,
she's in assisted living. So, and we used to hang out all the time, and then I don't know, people just kind of moved away a little bit, and so they live farther away, and so it was kind of lonely, especially during the pandemic,
Mm.
because I didn't I didn't I wasn't the carpool mom anymore and
Mm.
stuff. And so what's really nice about people come that you don't even know, okay?
Mm.
If I host an event and then um people come that you don't know, and then I become friends with some of those people, and one or two of them we can just call outside of Stitch and get
Mm.
together. And so that's what's really, really great. One of these days I'm going to try a virtual event. It's just I'm so busy, and I'm going to all of the other events because you guys are amazing. You really, really are amazing. But yeah, and I have to say that this Friday, I guess it's tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to a Stitch event that Stitch, I guess Jay put up, and one of the gals, um, suggested a place to go. And she's contacted me a couple of times about, so am I the host? And I go, I guess you are. And then she's asked me questions about, like, do I bring a sign? She started with, will there be a sign that says Stitch? And I said, well, I'll make one and bring it. So it's just, it's exciting to see. And this will be really fun, especially it's supposed to be pouring rain tomorrow. So we don't care. And I'm leaving work early because it's at 7. And so, yeah, it's great. It's great. Stitch is wonderful. And when you host, you get to decide where you want to go. So, so Wendy, how has hosting changed you?
Well, I became a member in Stitch 7 years ago, and I didn't ever participate. I didn't know anything about Zoom at that time, and I didn't ever want to go. Well, Seattle doesn't have many in-person events. It never has.
Mm.
I don't know why, but it just doesn't. Like maybe 3 in all those years. So that I've seen. Now it's opening up. It's opening up. But I didn't ever want to pay for parking and go out at night to meet people I didn't know. But Zoom feels very safe for me and very comforting. And I absolutely love the opportunity to host events. I like to try new things and new approaches and new topics, and I love to learn with all of you. And right now I'm having fun hosting events with panels of event hosts to showcase all of you, to show all the talent and dedication. So here on Stitch. So I'm having a lot of fun, and it's something that's very meaningful and important to me. So, Carol, what tips and recommendations do you have for those who want to host events?
I guess the first tip is to come into Stitch, join Stitch, come into Stitch, come into a couple different rooms that would interest you, and kind of just observe how the hostess or the host, I should say, um, operating her room. It kind of gives you tips there how she would like her room to go, and that kind of it gave me information for, like, watching. And then another tip is that you might connect with somebody in some of these rooms that you have been in that are a host. And the message place in our rooms and our under our names is really great to just kind of reach out to hosts and ask questions. I will tell you that there isn't a host in Stitch that wouldn't answer your question and try to support you in any way. I have done that to a couple of people just recently, and I mean, and it just goes as far as navigating between them having a computer and me having an iPad. But she would just keep messaging me and, well, how do I do this? And then
You
I
went
can,
on mute.
pardon me. Oh, I thought somebody said something. So I think the biggest tip is to reach out to other hosts, and they are more than happy to help you, even to walk you through. I have one of the hosts just walking me through something just yesterday, and I have to laugh because we set it all up, and at the end of my meeting, I forgot to mention it, and that's okay too. But I just didn't know how to do it, and so I think that connecting to other hosts for anything that you would like to know, that we're willing and able to help you in any way we can. Arlene, what tips and recommendations do you have for those who want to host events?
Well, I agree with what you said. We're a community and we all share. And there are so many of us out there that are so willing to help others. So we're always available and we're always willing. And when, like you said, for example, even when we're holding an event and a new person comes into a room and they're new, right away we're welcoming them, we're announcing, we're applauding them, we're so happy that they're there, and everyone else is making them feel welcome. And I'm
Right.
sure that when somebody goes to an in-person event, Charlotte's doing the same thing. So no matter where the new person is, they're always welcome. And when those people that are new experience that, they want to come back. And then that's what makes those people eventually want to host events because they're so welcome. And that's what made me want to host an event eventually because I felt like I was part of what everybody calls the Stitch family.
Yes.
So but that's how I feel. And so, you know, we're just always ready, willing, and able to help others.
Yeah.
So, Charlotte, what are your recommendations to help those who want to host events?
I would say take a deep breath and try it. Try it because you've got so much support out here, with people helping you and stuff. And even if you learn as you go, it's really nice. You can set a limit to begin with, and you don't have to have a 10 people if you only want 5 or 6 of people to begin with. That's great. I know some of the in-person events that I've gone to and I've hosted, like in the beginning, the first event that I hosted, I think maybe I got 4 or 5 people to come, and that was like just a little after the pandemic. As I said, we ate outside, we all had masks on until we were eating, and everybody had to be vaccinated, and we took temperature. I mean, like, we did the whole thing. And then now the in-person events have gotten bigger because more and more people want to get together. I know that the last one that I went to this last Saturday night was hosted by Mark, who lives in Burbank. And we went to the same place that we went to like a few weeks ago or a month ago or whatever. And I think the first time we had 10 or 12 people, we had 16 people.
Yeah.
16 and people that brought other Stitch people, which was just great, you know? So, and we all had a good time, and it's a great way to meet people and get yourself out of the house and stuff. So, yeah, whether you're doing it online or, you know, virtual, or whether you want to do it in person, just go ahead and do it. There's people that'll help you, and there's always people that are going to be showing up. And I
Right.
have to just say, before, just this little note is that I've made some really, really, really close friends
Mhm.
on the other side of the world, on the other side of the country,
Yes.
and here in California. So anyway, yeah, try it. You're gonna like it. Try it. You'll like it. Anyway, Wendy, what tips and recommendations do you have?
Well, like Nike says, just do it. Tony Robbins says, do it now. People who want to be new event hosts, they're all worried and concerned. And my big tip is to forget about your feelings and concentrate on the people in the event. Concentrate on making sure that they're happy, and forget your own concerns and worries. Just create a positive experience for everyone, for members who enter the event, and it'll work out great. You don't have to be perfect. Just
Right.
be yourself, be positive, and do your best, and you learn over time. Smile and include everyone. Make sure everyone's included. Keep it a positive experience for everyone, and I think it worked out great. So Stitch is a wonderful, welcoming website set up to bring connection and friendship for people over 50. Andrew, the CEO of Stitch, should be nominated and win the Nobel Peace Prize, in my opinion, given out to every year to leaders who make a difference and bring a positive contribution in the world. I think
You
he's
should
awesome.
look into that.
I think he's awesome. Yeah. And
Yes.
we can go around one more time if you have any last minute thing you want to say, but I appreciate all of you. You're fabulous and successful event hosts who provide connection and a safe place and a place where people want to gather. All of you do. And thank you so much for being here. And if you'd like to say one more thing, you're welcome to.
Welcome
Before
to
we
Stitch.
conclude.
Yeah,
What?
I think I've said, I think a lot's been said. I don't know. I think we covered everything.
Okay, cool. Well,
Thanks.
thanks for being.
Join
Yeah.
Stitch. You'll
Join
love it.
Stitches, right? Yes.
Don't be afraid to host.
Uh-huh.
Hostess with the mostest, or the host with the most.
Bye.
Thank you for having us, Wendy.